父ちゃん、ごめん。母ちゃんやひまによろしく言っといてくれ。やれ。
Death is one of the fates that is difficult to avoid. Even as a ninja, sometimes death is not a big deal for them. They are willing to die for loyalty, dedication, and as a form of devotion. At times, a ninja is ready to risk their life and die to protect the most precious person in their life. Although this does not align with the principles of a divine tree human, the fact remains that love can make the impossible happen. Even as the main character, Boruto is one such example, willing to die for anyone, including to protect his father from the threat of the Otsutsuki themselves. And speaking of death, the reason why Boruto had to experience death for the second time has finally been revealed. One of the reasons Boruto had to die was based on a prophecy seen by Koji. He stated that Boruto would die at the hands of Jura. But regarding the matter of Boruto's death that must die at the hands of Jura, do you guys believe or not that every prophecy must come true? There is not much evidence. But what is certain is Momoshiki's prophecy about Boruto losing everything. And obviously that it was Aida's blue eyes that took away everything from what Boruto had. But does that mean that the prophecy about Boruto's death that Koji saw, if he would die at the hands of Jura, would not happen? There are two possibilities, yes or no. But if we look at the principles of a Boruto Uzumaki, it could be possible, especially if it is about a sacrifice for the most precious person in his life. But obviously, this cannot be concluded 100%. Besides that, guys, after a few chapters before the time skip, we have to agree that Boruto is a person who easily accepts his death. That is, he is a ninja who is willing to die for something he feels is worth protecting. For example, Boruto was once willing to die to protect his father, Naruto Uzumaki. You can see it when Momoshiki takes over his body. At that time, Boruto already felt like he was on the verge of death, but that feeling was a sensation from Momoshiki's control of his body. After knowing what Momoshiki had done using his body, Boruto immediately made a decision with Kawaki that he deserved to die. Then secondly, Boruto was once willing to die to fight against Ishiki Otsutsuki. Sasuke once asked Boruto if he was ready to die for the village of Konoha. At that time, Boruto was still hesitant, but thanks to Sasuke's advice, he finally mustered the courage to risk his life for the safety of the village of Konoha. Until the story 2 Blue Vortex, Boruto never doubted that he had to die. As proof, he dared to tell Kawaki that Kawaki should kill him if at any time Momoshiki controlled his body again. This means that Boruto is indeed ready to die if he has threatened the safety of Konoha village. Well, now the question is, if Boruto is determined and ready to die, then will Momoshiki, who is inside his body, be ready to accept Boruto's decision to die? The answer is absolutely no. If we look back at several tragedies before his fate changed, we always see Momoshiki warning Boruto about the misfortune that awaits him. But have you ever realized that the misfortune Momoshiki speaks of only refers to Boruto's changed status in the eyes of the world? He never warned Boruto about his own death. Did you guys realize that? Why doesn't Momoshiki scare Boruto with his death? Of course, the reason is because death for Boruto is death for him too. Because then it is absolute that Momoshiki is the one who is most afraid of his death. That's the clear reason. Just imagine, guys. What if a living being that has experienced life without ever fearing death suddenly realizes it will die soon? Wouldn't that creature be terrified? Of course it would be, especially if it has always believed that it could easily overcome death. And more importantly, we're talking about an Otsutsuki. Just look at Hishiki's reaction when he failed to obtain Kawaki as his vessel. He looked extremely frustrated. This shows that every Otsutsuki is in fact deeply afraid and highly anxious about their own death. So if in the future there was an event where Boruto decided to kill himself in order to eliminate the biggest threat on planet Earth, how would Momoshiki react? Let's say Boruto has an incredible jutsu that can destroy his strongest enemy. But as a consequence, there's a risk to his own life. No matter what the jutsu is, one thing is certain, it's a technique that requires him to sacrifice his life. Now the question is, would Momoshiki just sit back and let that happen? And of course, doesn't Momoshiki have another way to help Boruto escape death once again? But as a main character and also always having unexpected plot twists, it is likely that there will always be a way that Momoshiki will at least inevitably have to do it. In other words, that method could end up preventing Momoshiki from controlling Boruto's body anymore. which would become the biggest trigger for Boruto's jugon to awaken. So, there's a high possibility that in the future, Boruto's jugon will awaken as a result of his second death. This time, to save Boruto, Momoshiki won't just provide his karma data but will also transfer his soul's chakra to help Boruto survive. Perhaps this soul chakra is what has allowed Momoshiki to control Boruto's body all this time. If he transfers his soul, then Boruto will automatically gain the power to resist Momoshiki's influence over his body. But unfortunately, that would be a difficult choice for Momoshiki himself. But when Momoshiki is at the end, will he still be selfish and want to die with Boruto? Although this fact will be difficult, but there is no other choice. Besides that, guys, do you know why Koji warned Boruto about his death? Apparently, the reason Koji warned Boruto about his death was so that Boruto could be wise in utilizing his life. He must be in a state where his death is worth it to protect the planet, not just to protect one person. But it could have turned out that it was a requirement that Boruto had to do. That is, he has to choose whether he wants to die to protect just one person or die to protect many people. The point is, it's not about how he dies, but that Boruto is willing to sacrifice himself for others. This was what Otsutsuki and Jura could not understand at all. How can people risk their lives just to protect others? What is the true essence of sacrificing one precious life to protect another? And after Jura gets the answer that has been a difficult fraction for him to accept, this will be an interesting situation, especially when we will see from the perspective of a completely selfish creature that can finally feel the essence of love. But besides that, guys, there is one more piece of evidence about whether Boruto will really be made to die for the second time. Let's look back at what Jura said in the manga. Boruto 2 Blue Vortex 4th chapter. At that time, Jura said, "You're in luck, Boruto Otsutsuki, because our egos are just awakening. The curiosity and desire for knowledge flowing out still outweigh our instinct to devour you. Run away wherever you want. Wherever you are in this world, you can't get away from your destiny." Now, what Jura meant by Boruto's destiny seems clear. Jura meant Boruto's destiny to die at his hands. And as the final conclusion, guys, if the context is that Boruto will die for the second time, the most likely reason is that he sacrifices his life to save Sarada. And of course, it wouldn't be without reason. He already made a promise to Sasuke. As a result, Boruto will find himself in a critical condition, similar to Naruto and Sasuke during the Shinobi War. At that moment, Momoshiki will be forced to transfer all his data and chakra to Boruto, because if Boruto dies, Momoshiki will also disappear. During this critical moment, Boruto will likely encounter Hamura or Toneri to uncover the secrets of the Otsutsuki clan's power. However, meeting Hamura makes more sense, as he can explain the origins of the Celestial Clan, the power of the Jugon, or even the prophecy of death that Koji saw. If that fate truly cannot be avoided, then over time, Kashin Koji might realize the true nature of his actions toward Boruto in trying to change destiny. Because no matter what, the end result remains the same. What Koji is doing may just be delaying the inevitable. But what do you guys think? What would be the most fitting death for Boruto himself? I'll be waiting for your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Nim, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, Dadabayo.